The opinions you are about to hear are rather controversial. I ask that you listen to what I have to say with an open mind, and bear in mind that I am not asking you to change your opinions. All I ask is that you understand mine. I want to take some time to discuss what exactly is misanthropy. In a nutshell, misanthropy is the general dislike, distrust, or even hatred of the human race. Specifically, as a whole. You are still allowed to like individual people, but as a whole, you may not like humans. There are a few different reasons as to why someone might be misanthropic. I can't exactly tell you every reason that exists, but for me, there are two particular reasons. The first reason probably comes as no surprise to anyone, but I strongly dislike our impact on the environment and creatures other than humans. In this day and age, it feels like, to be honest, it's kinda hard for me to explain without delving into one of the other topics I wish to comment on. The other reason I am misanthropic is the state of bullying. Apparently, I am alone on how I feel about bullying. I think people do nothing about it. In fact, I often feel like people reward bullying by doing nothing about it and just tell the victims to ignore them. So the victims have to do more work and the bullies get no punishment. People swear that not reacting to what bullies do is a punishment. I am not buying it. And I've had hundreds of people tell me that, and I still do not buy that. I honestly believe ignoring them is a reward, because you have done nothing. You have just allowed them to do whatever it is they do in an attempt to bully you. A lot of people seem to think I have problems because of this. I'm sorry, but this is how I honestly feel about the subject. You can tell me I have issues all you want, but I do not wish to change my mind on the subject. We should be stopping bullying, not encouraging it, and not telling the victims to do more work to become even more miserable. And that is another problem I have with bullying. Ignoring them does not make me feel better about them. It just makes me feel even more frustrated. It has never worked. It has always made me feel worse about bullying. Is that right? Is it right for me to feel worse about bullying? They tell me just to not let it bother me, which isn't that simple, and not everyone, including myself, has the ability to just let it go. The more you let it go, the more frustrated you become over something. And that is why I honestly despise being told to just ignore bullies. It has made things even worse for me. And for a lot of other people, it could just make things even worse for them. And at the end of the day, bullies are not being punished for their actions. So by telling everyone to just ignore them, you are rewarding them. You are encouraging them. You are giving them all the power. But what do I know? Like I said, I seem to be alone on this opinion, so take how I feel what you will. Alright, let's calm down and move on. I want to talk about misanthropes in general. It is true that misanthropes can be a loud bunch, and that they can say stupid stuff about wanting the human race to go extinct. And to be honest, sometimes I feel like saying stupid stuff like that when I get extremely frustrated about humans. But fortunately, this is usually hot air. A lot of misanthropes don't really mean that. Even misanthropes have humans that they do care deeply about, and would hate to see them die. More likely than not, these are just empty comments made when people are frustrated. Do not be alarmed when you see stuff like that. There's one more thing I have to ask. Can misanthropy be used for good? Sure it can, with the right person and the right determination. It would be silly to say that misanthropy is inherently good or evil, although much of media would like to say otherwise. But that's for next video. In the next video, I want to talk about misanthropy stereotypes, demonization, and some of my favorites and least favorites. Until then, I am Balf, and the cave is closed. Also, please don't hate me for my opinions. I don't want any trouble. See ya.